so show Mr. K that you are ready to listen and learn.
All right.
I'm sorry. Next time, bring
Who knows what's one of the three branches of government? What do you guys got? Ezekiel?
Wait, I don't know. Wait, what branches?
What's one of the three branches of government?
Well, I don't know how to say it though. I don't know how to say it.
Anybody else? Anyone else support him? Emily?
Judicial.
Judicial? Yep. That's kind of a hard one to say. I'll set it up here. Judicial branch. What about the other two? Anybody know one of them? Jojo?
The legislative branch.
Legislative, that's right. What's the last one? Anybody know the last one?
Like exclusive.
Executive? Close. Executive. Executive branch. That is a hard one to say. Do you know how I remember it? The executives of businesses. Some stuff for the executive branch. Okay, so who knows what their jobs are? What are the jobs of these three branches? Caitlin?
Judicial gives their sentence. So like what they have to do, like committees.
So that's what they are. They're the courts. They do give out sentences and stuff like that. But for the terms of this, they interpret the law. So if it was iffy, if you broke the law or if you didn't, they would interpret it and be like, okay, you're guilty, you're not guilty. So they interpret the law. What about the other two? What about legislative? Anybody know what legislative does?
They make the law.
They make the laws, that's right. Executive branch, then what do they do? Legislative makes it, judicial interprets it. Okay. Carries out. We're gonna say enforces, same thing as carries out, synonym, right? Okay. So those are our three branches. Those are their duties. Remember what I'm doing. Remember what I'm doing with these cards up here. Okay. You guys are gonna do that later for your little quiz at the end. Okay. What are the jobs within these? What's the job? Like, what's the name of the job in the judicial branch? The judicial branch. You know. What's the group of people in that one? The group of judges.
Oh, I know.
What is it?
Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court, that's right.
It was still my turn though.
It's okay. He's just supporting you. Okay, so what are the Supreme Court? What are they called then, Ezekiel? Do you know? What are those guys called in there? You know what they're called? The men and women who make up the Supreme Court? You know their job title? You might not know this. Yeah?
Congress.
No, not Congress. That's over in a different branch.
Bosses.
You guys might not know that. Yeah. These are the justices.
Justice.
Those are the judges. The justices. Okay. Okay, what about executive branch? This is an easy one. Who knows the boss of the executive branch? No, not their job. The person that is in charge of the. He's actually called the chief. Chief sometimes. He or she, I guess. We haven't had a she one yet. We almost had a she one.
I know this one.
The president is the leader of the executive branch.
I was about to say Donald Trump.
Yep, he is the president right now. Who is right under the president?
John Tester.
Or Matt Rosendale.
No. Hey, voices off, please. Voices off. We're raising hands.
Oh.
Under the president in the executive branch. Yeah?
Mozart?
Nope, he does control it. We're going basic. Vice president is right under.
Okay.
So the president is the leader, the vice president is like his second in command. And then all the people that work for them, they're called the cabinet.
Cabinet.
Like what's in your kitchen, the cabinet, right?
The
So the president appoints all these people and they're like his advisors. They tell him what's good, what's bad and stuff. That's the cabinet. Okay, now let's do the last one. Who are the people in the legislative branch? Rylan? Congress. You know what Congress is made up of? There's two parts that make up Congress. Really?
the house of something.
The House of Representatives. That's right. And what's the other one? Jojo?
The Senate.
The Senate.
Dang it, JoJo, you stole mine.
There we go.
You stole it.
So within the House of Representatives, those are the representatives, right? There's like almost 500 representatives. In the Senate, those are called senators, and there's only 2 per state, so that makes 100 senators. But there's 500, so it's like 450.
Why is there one more in each of them except for the judicial?
The judicial branch is a little bit smaller of a thing, but it is spread out throughout the country. Okay. So what we're gonna do, you guys are gonna get some jobs in classroom government, okay? Okay, hold on, voices off, voices off. Voices off, guys. Okay, I know this is exciting, but have you ever seen the news when they show Congress or they show the Founding Fathers?
I don't watch the news. No.
Okay, well, let me tell you what they look like. They look like this. They're quiet, respectful, and they listen to the other politicians, okay? So that's, I want you guys to act the part. You need to listen to your other, voices off please. You need to listen to your other politicians. You need to be respectful.
Politician.
Yep, you guys are going to be politicians. That's what these jobs are.
Yay.
Okay?
But I'm not a politician.
Don't worry.
Now you are.
You're not going to have any big parts, okay?
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'm going to pass some of these out. Some of you guys,
Can I be the president?
some of you guys will be in the judicial branch. Some of you will be in the executive branch. And some of you will be in the
Can I be
legislative
the
branch.
vice president?
Okay, wait. Hold on. Hey, no blurting out, please.
I deserve
Guys, we're not gonna hold an election. That's how you elect the president. We're not gonna actually do that today, okay?
Alright, will we do it next?
But do you guys know that that's today in America, election day?
Yeah.
So everybody goes out and votes, and they pick who they want as the justices, senators, representatives.
Except for the not
Yep. The only ones on this list that don't get elected are the cabinet members. The cabinet members are appointed by the president.
The president just goes up to this random person in the world and says, you will have me.
Pretty much, but it's usually a qualified person. Okay, so let's start handing these out.
I don't want it.
Hold on, hold on.
pastor.
Nope.
Cabinet.
When I pass these out, somebody random is going to get president, okay? So we'll see. Representative, senator. There's a lot more representatives and senators than there are
Can I be in the executive?
representatives.
Wait, president.
I just put it in my hand.
Cabinet member.
Hey, that's Billy's spot. He's in.
Okay, voices off while I do this. Remember what politicians are like.
If anybody gets the executive branch and they want to trade with me, that's okay. You're president. She's the vice
President is
president.
president.
What? Like,
Senator.
you're president? No. Hey, Caitlin, Aspen is the first girl president.
Hey, everybody, voices off. I need your eyes. Guys, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have fun and do this. If you guys can't quiet down.
I'm part of the Justice League.
Hey, you guys need to keep your voices off, okay? Dylan. Okay? We're not going to do this or we're not going to have fun if you guys can't be controlled, okay? Control your bodies and control your voices for me. Alright? Okay. So everybody has your job, right? So let's bring up the executive branch. So if you're president, vice president, or a cabinet member, come up here, please.
Oh, I'm a representative. I make the laws. What?
Here's our president, our first female president, okay?
I make the
Our
laws.
vice president and our cabinet members. Okay, you guys can sit down here.
I make the laws.
Okay, let's bring up the judicial branch. Who's that in the branch? The justices, right? The judges.
I make the laws.
Justices, please come over here. Please.
I'm a
Remember,
justice. See, I'm a justice. You justice,
Jojo, are you a
I'm a
justice? Who else is a justice?
No, I'm not a justice. I'm a representative.
Who we have one more justice?
Oh,
Okay. Hey, let's remember what the politicians are. Quiet.
Dylan. I'm also.
Class.
Yes.
Okay. Voices off. Justices. Hey, our voices are off. Okay. You're quiet politicians, okay? Everybody else, you guys are the, let's get senators over here and representatives right here in the middle.
I am a senator. I am a senator. I am a senator.
Okay, remember voices off. Okay. So here are our three branches, right? Yep, you guys are all one branch of government though. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like a bill comes through. Have you guys seen the I am a bill, that guy? The old Schoolhouse Rocks thing? Okay, the bill is going to be, this is what all the kids in the country have been wanting, okay? Either school gets moved to a 4-day week, but you have to stay till 5 o'clock when your parents get off work, or they stick with a five-day school week, just like it is now.
That's why my mom goes to work at 5 o'clock.
Yep. So that's what this pretend bill is going to be, okay? Yep. So we're just pretending that this bill is going to come in. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we're going to start. You guys are the senators, right? We're going to start in the Senate, okay, in the legislative branch. You guys need to raise hands to vote if you want 4-day school week, but you stay longer. Who's voting for that? Raise your hand if you're voting for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not voting yet. Okay, 4 out of 5. Is that a majority?
Yeah.
That's how bills pass. Ryland is the only one that doesn't want it. He wants to stay the way it is. That's okay. That's what happens in Senate and Congress.
And plus, I don't agree.
It's okay.
Guys, I don't go home.
Okay, so it passed through the Senate. Now it's moving over to the House of Representatives, right?
Can I make a law?
It has to pass both of them in order to go to the president's desk. Okay? What do you guys vote? Do you vote in favor of a 4-day school week with longer days or 5-day?
5 days.
Raise your hand if you vote for 5-day. Oh, we got all 5 going for 5. So then this is what they call, then it has to go back. Okay, now what change could you make to be like, well, let's do 4-day, but same amount of time, so just one less day. You guys have to start making amendments and stuff. That gets way pretty far into it.
Can I make a
But
law?
we'll pretend for this case that it passed through, okay? You guys said, okay,
Can I make
4-day.
a law?
Hold on, no, we're not making laws right now. Then the bill goes to the president's desk. President Caitlin, Madam President, yeah. What does your cabinet say? Should you sign this bill into law? Should you enforce the law? Like the executive branch does. What does your cabinet say? You guys think 4-day, Vice President? 4-day or 5-day? And you actually don't even have to listen to them. It's kind of up to you. So are you going to sign it or are you going to veto it? If you veto it, it sticks with 5 days. If you sign the bill, then it moves to a 4-day week. 4 days. The bill is now law. Every state has to apply to 4-day school week.
And if
Whether you like it or you don't. So now, let's take it over to the judicial side. Say in the Constitution, it says all kids must attend school for 5 days. What do you guys do? The judicial branch interprets the Constitution. So you guys, the judicial branch says, no, President Caitlin, you can't do that. We can't have a 4-day school week. You guys all get together and you vote. Does it apply to the Constitution or does it not? Raise your hand if it is constitutional. Raise your hand if it is not constitutional. So if it is okay for the 4 days, but if it's not. You're saying no? No?
wait, so it's okay to do 5 hours at school?
No, it's longer. Maybe like 10 hours. 8 hours.
I would not agree.
Okay, so they all said no. So they actually hold the ultimate power in the end. So we're back to 5 days, even though it went through and okay. Yeah, there are ways to go around it, but that you guys get into that in like 5th and 6th grade and stuff. And yes, are there any questions about this process? About how these three work together? Yeah?
It's not about like if we didn't have 4 days and like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Then each is like probably.
So that's how it all connects, right? So now let's stay in your groups, and I'm going to pass out. Let's go ahead and sit down in your groups. I'm going to pass out these cards, and you guys are going to work as a team. Here, come sit down here. You guys are going to work as a team. All of you guys will have to work together. Actually, no, you don't actually. Here, there's one for you guys. There's one for you guys. Okay, you guys are working together as a branch this time. You guys are working together as a team. So Melissa worked with all them, and you guys try and sort these. I'm gonna check them for completion. And sort it into what I just passed there. Into the 3 branches. Yep, but we're sorting it right now, so sort okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Darn you.
What you have to
Aspen, when you get in there and help, don't just stand back and watch. No, sit next to Maddie. Then listen to what they're saying so you can learn.
Well, it doesn't have to be exact, but like House Representative and Senate can be flipped and stuff. It doesn't have to be exact, but because you just know that they're in the legislative branch, right?
Where does it say legislature?
Three branches. You guys get it? Judicial branch, yep, they interpret the laws. Legislator does not own this one. Let's see if you got it right. Judicial interprets Supreme Court. Not owning this one. Legislator, yep. So that's the only one that needs to go in there. Where is the Congress? Yep. Congress makes up these two congressmen. Like you guys, the House of Representatives. They were the Senate.
No one's president.
Looks good. The executive branch and the Senate have passed. You would be a justice
As
too.
your brother,
That's okay. I missed
have you ever had a pizza?
Looks like the judicial branch has passed. And the House of Representatives have passed. Okay, let's return to our seats. You guys can keep your job title if you want. I'll collect these.
Okay, who's this? Yeah, I was a president.
Good job. Do you want to keep it or do you want? Return to your seats.
We keep our little cards.
Thank you. All right, so we know executive, judicial, legislative. Today is voting day on the election day, right?
This?
Yep, today's anybody 18 and older goes out and votes for who they want to represent them in the state. Thank you guys for being good listeners and good workers and good politicians, right? Caitlin, president for a day, right?
Yeah.